Greetings, everybody. It is the Ash Heritor, and welcome back to Rogue Trader. My apologies for the delay in recordings. It has been a busy week. Next week should be a whole lot less busy, so, yeah, we'll get some more Rogue Trader, and, of course, some more Elden Ring, and I might even throw in a Baldur's Gate episode next week. Hopefully we'll be able to get all that done. So, let's see here. Where were we? It's been a while. Here on the deck, I think we can basically just go back to Dargonus to do the thing. The final thing. Because we talked to Nomos in the previous episode. We woke Nomos up. His sleep, or whatever the hell happened there. But before we do any of that, I actually... No, screw it. We're going. Yeah. Not sure if we're supposed to do something else or if we're supposed to go somewhere else first, but we're just going to head down to the surface and see what happens. There was an update to the game as well, so I think they actually added the ability to travel directly back to your ship from the palace, thus cutting a lot of downtime and all that, so that's cool. I don't know what else was added in the update. I've stopped reading the update patch notes because there are occasionally spoilers in them. I guess that's my fault. Because the game's already been out for a little while. But, just to avoid it, yeah, alright. So we're definitely supposed to be here at the moment. That is good. It's certainly looking a whole lot better than with the last Drukhari attack, but you never know. The Drukhari could attack again. They could steal the sun. Do all kinds of unpleasant business while we're here. And, guys, if you are enjoying this series, do drop this video a like. Of course, always helps out. And thank you to everybody that has been watching so far and commenting. It's always good to read your guys' comments. Always helpful. And, yeah, we're gonna continue on. Guess we head into the palace. And see what happens. So far, no Drukhari attacks. And, our Dark Apostle buddy hasn't shown up yet either, so everything seems fine. Okay. Aristocrats. It all seems pretty normal, so I think we need to talk to... Who do we need to talk to initiate things? I think we need to talk to, our Seneschal. Not our Seneschal, our Chancellor. How's my throne looking? Better. No longer scratched. Okay, we need to talk to the Master of Ceremonies. That's what we need to talk to. Alright, I'm going to quickly talk to Clementia, though. Protocol. Interesting. Okay, this is nothing. I'm assuming nobody else has anything of import to say either, so... Let's talk to the Master of Ceremonies and get this ceremony done. Get officially inaugurated. The servant in fine clothes offers you a deep bow. Your ladyship, it is a great honor to serve you in an undertaking as monumental and glorious as a Magna Accessio ceremony. You have been entrusted with arranging the festivities. I have indeed, your ladyship. I have been given the high honor of being steward of this eminent palace. And on the occasion of your ladyship's accession, I will be overseeing the preparations for the ceremony. House Worserian, to whom you have entrusted the arrangements for the festivities, is overjoyed at having received the honor of introducing you to your subjects, and humbly thanks you. Yeah, Worserians always, are the ones who introduce us. I think there's a subtle joke. Is everything ready? The palace decorations are prepared, and we are ready to begin at your command. The festive activities in the capital have likewise been arranged, and the guests of honor either have arrived on the planet or are awaiting invitation in near orbit. The servants are already in your chambers to see to it that you are impeccably garbed for the occasion. Then let us begin. May the Emperor be with us this day. Yes. I have a feeling something's going to go horribly wrong. We can't have I guess we did have one party where nothing went horribly wrong anyways. But certainly we haven't had any ceremonies where nothing's gone wrong. I guess it's a 1-for-1. It's like not a huge sample size. Okay, we have some Imperial... Rejoice! Von Valancius subjects, in honor of her ascension, the new rogue trader generously shows you her favor. Yeah, we're distributing stuff to the poor and the needy in this time. In her unfathomable benevolence, the rogue trader has decreed that every soul be given a day's ration and a personal fuel cell, so that all may be fed and warm on this day. Praise the rogue trader's magnanimity. I have trouble with that word. Nah, come on. Actually, maybe that's supposed to happen. Okay, in line of our House Guardsmen, we have our own Leman Russes, all the aristocrats, glitching out on their benches as usual. We have Argenta here, and of course Abelard. Master of Ceremonies approach. Crowd below is roiling, their electrified exaltation filling the air of Dargonus. Thousands of throats chant your name. You are at the apex of this world and all others. Amplified by 100 voxes, the voice of the Master of Ceremonies booms. Rejoice, subjects of Dargonus! You have been granted the felicity of witnessing your mistress. A great honor bestowed upon us by rogue trader Cyrene von Valancius, cleanser of Janus, who with one hand brought death upon the blaspheming Xenos, and with the other exterminated the despicable worshippers of the archenemy. So we've got some blue text here. Yeah, we destroyed the Eldari Janus, and we killed Vistenza Viet. Gracious protector of footfall, patron of trade. Yep, we saved Footfall Station from starvation by granting it our patronage and delivering shipments of grain. A hush falls over the crowd, who gaze upon you in adoration. Many of them bear terrible scars from the recent battle of Dargonus. Like children, they await the word of their almighty mother. No heresy here. I'm generally going more iconoclast, but I think I'm going to go the dogmatic approach here. We have a Sister of Battle at our side. We need to play the part a little bit. Cyrene's all about playing the part. Her own... Like, she is very much an iconoclast, but she's very willing to, pretend to be more dogmatic. Praise the Emperor, faithful souls. The darkness around us may be fierce, but the blaze in our hearts is fiercer still. Evil will burn. The crowd erupts in frenzied cries. Hundreds of people pull out knives with ardent, jubilant howls carve crude, bleeding Aquilas on their faces, sharing in the martyrdom of the protector of humankind, the God Emperor. That was not the response I was expecting, but I probably should have expected that. Yeah, that's what you do. You guys do that, right? At at the football game or whatever, you carve your team's symbol onto your face with a knife, howling jubilantly as you do. 40k. Making the sign of the Aquila, Argenta shouts out, "Emperor, keep the Von Valancius dynasty!" The crowd zealously picks up the chant, repeating it. Adequate. Dargonus has not disappointed. Abelard forces the smile of satisfaction from his face and whispers to you. You remember the next part, yes? Your ladyship will be asked to take the oath. The Master of Ceremonies bows to you with great reverence. Let the oath of the Von Valancius dynasty be taken. Please repeat after me, your ladyship. I, Cyrene von Valancius, rogue trader by the grace of the Emperor, vow to be the paragon of humanity. I, Cyrene von Valancius, rogue trader by the grace of the Emperor, vow to be the paragon of humanity. Your lips repeat the words of the ancient oath. Unbroken by adversity, to walk bravely first into darkness, to unite and reclaim what was lost, to triumph over nightmares untold, to hold boldly the reins of fate, to walk steadily the road of thorns through pain to greatness. You hear a rumble. It is the roar of the sea of your subjects. With jubilation and devout fear, they welcome your ascension. It is done. Awesome. That was actually pretty epic with the music and the chanting and all that. Okay. We have completed the Magnae Accessio. The Von Valancius Protectorate is emerging from a crisis, but that means it is once again an interesting prospect to external predators. To avoid leading the major players of the Cornus expanse into temptation, the Rogue Trader should assert her right to Theodora's legacy. Alright? Now we need to enjoy the reception. Talk to the Rogue Traders Winterscale and Corda. Yeah. The nobles of the Protectorate and influential guests have gathered at a reception in honor of Theodora von Valancius' heir. The social occasion is a political event where alliances will be forged, which is why the Rogue Trader must seize the opportunities presented to her. The Master of Ceremonies should be notified of the end of the reception. Alright, so we will have a quick look. Also, we have a... oh yeah, this contract here. People for provisions, not worth it. And Blood and Nephium, we do have 12 people. We could easily afford that. However, do I need 5 Promethium? No. 5 chemicals I could use, but 12 people is a lot. We're gonna hold off on that. I hope we can find more planets later. There is much more of the system to explore. Let's talk to all of our guests here, see if they have anything to say. Your gatherings look odd and unusual. I will remember this. Yeah, can imagine. Oh, we have all these banquet tables out here. Very cool. Let's see who else might be out here. Lots of aristocrats. Vicent Gaprak? Who are you again? Oh, there's even a little thing here. Oh, it's Drivestem. Right. Governor Urban Drivestem stands surrounded by highborn guests, like a planet orbited by many moons. All of his charm is directed at a man in resplendent power armor adorned with the sigil of the Inquisition. Oh, shit. But as soon as you approach, Drivestem is the first to give an elegant bow, getting ahead of the rest in an expression of loyalty. This is a great day, your ladyship. I will be courteous. I welcome you to my palace, honored guests. You are buffeted by a salvo of congratulations and compliments. Ooh, okay, let's do the iconoclast option. Let's study the faces of the nobles in attendance. Drivestem is, obviously, still the leader of the Dargonus aristocracy, but judging by the courtesy he is showing to young Sourback, he clearly wants to strengthen his relationship with that house. Interesting, because he knows that his relationship with us is strained, because I don't trust him. The senior Sourback and Gaprak, right, the Sourback and Gapraks are the two other dynasties, or two of the other dynasties here. The senior Sourback and Gaprak are whispering in another corner. Sourback, whose family seems to be giving you the cold shoulder, must be trying to sway Gaprak to his side. Okay. Maybe we need to shoot him. Which could be quite advantageous to Lady Gaprak. After all, the disaster on Kiavagama has left her family in an extremely vulnerable situation. The Warsarians stand apart, their exclusion from the rest palpable. We may have made a mistake by favoring them, but, again, the old families are deeply entrenched in their ways. Swaying them is only ever going to be a temporary affair. We're always going to have to be watching our back. So if we can bait their animosity to come out into the open, it might be that we can justify a purge. It's a little bit Machiavellian, but, you know, this is 40k. What do you want? I'm going to nod to the Inquisitor. My greetings to the member of the Holy Inquisition. Oh, it's fucking Calcazar himself. Alright. So that's what he looks like. In power armor. Yeah. He responds with a dignified bow. I didn't expect him to have mutton chops, but, you know, now that I see he has mutton chops, I have all the more respect for him. His proud face calm and unfaltering. And my greetings to you, esteemed Cyrene von Valancius. May shadows never darken the light of the Astronomicon that guides you. The Inquisitor's companion, a crimson-robed member of the Adeptus Mechanicus, bows to you. From behind the brass mask, mounted with dozens of augmetics, comes a metallic rasp. Glory to the von Valancius' heir. His name is Brass Whisper, that's cool. Study the Inquisitor. We might fail this. No, we succeeded. The Lord Inquisitor's relaxed expression radiates an odd sense of menace. He is akin to a predator on the prowl, content to hide in the brush and fake smiles and elegant conversation, for now. Yeah, we should expect as much. I don't think we need to take this as a sign of alarm. Among the many augmentations, what stand out is a horribly melted, deformed cogitator connected to the tech priest's head. How it is working is baffling. What is twice as baffling is that the tech priest hasn't replaced it yet. What unpredictable influence can this ruined implant have on his mind? That is interesting, though. I mean, an unexpected visit? I wasn't told. Is this another joke? I mean, it's the Inquisition. Nobody expects them. We have not been introduced. An oversight, to be sure. My name is Javier Calcazar, and I have the honor of serving as a member of the illustrious Ordo Xenos, the head of the Coronus Expanse Conclave, and the Lord Inquisitor of this region. It is my unending task to ensure this sector's readiness to meet external threats and resist internal corruption. And who is this member of the honorary priesthood of the Adeptus Mechanicus? This is Brass Whisper, which naturally is not his real name. The esteemed Magos is a member of my retinue. There are times when I am forced by my duty to the Emperor to deal with xenotechnology, and the Brass Whisper ensures my safety in such moments. Okay. Makes sense. Works that have been desecrated by Xenos are dangerous. They warrant. His whispering cuts off, replaced by heavy, ragged breathing. It seems that the tech priest's quiet voice is not an extravagant quirk, but rather a consequence of some injury. After catching his breath, Brass Whisper continues, warrant due caution. I'll try and adjust the voice as I, adjust my voice for this character as I learn more about him. Well, enjoy the party. This evening will certainly be illuminating. Let's look at the guests. Among the aristocrats surrounding the opulently dressed drive stem, you notice a couple of young nobles in the sourback and gaprak colors. It would seem that the major noble families of Dargonus have decided to introduce their younger members to high society, alright? Tall man in gray power armor adorned with column, with a skull is undoubtedly a high-ranking inquisitor. He keeps next to the periphery of the conversation, seldom deigning to comment. Next to him is his entourage, a rangy warrior in black armor and a tech priest dressed in red, whose face is hidden behind a brass mask. Okay. Can we actually... So, yeah, there is a... something there. Okay, that's cool. Abelard stands somewhat apart from the others, as if reluctant to approach Drivestem. Next to him is a young woman, and you notice a family resemblance between them. Another Rosarian. Where is Abelard? I do not see him. Oh, he's here. And that's Clementia? I think that's Clementia. Take a guess at who is allied with whom in this tangle of snakes. Drivestem is obviously still the leader of the Dargonus. Okay, yeah, we already got this. It's the exact same, so there's two ways to get to that. That's cool. What were you discussing just now? We were talking about the brutal Xenos raid on our fair Dargonus. So many victims, so much damage to our industries. Such a terrible shame that it is that the warp currents delayed our protector's arrival. There is an acidic hint to his words, but it is too faint for you to call him to account. Judging by young Sourback's unpleasant smile, it is not just your imagination. See, this is what I was just talking about. Sharing the sector with the blasted Xenos is impossible. I hope we respond to their raid on Dargonus with a punitive campaign. This is Hetka Sourback. Young Sourback's smile is conceited and bloodthirsty. I see you hate Xenos with all your heart, I will say to Sourback.
I do. This pestilence against the Emperor must be exterminated.
He talks ardently and smoothly, like a commissar. He places his hand on the hilt of his finely adorned sword, his pale face ablaze with noble fury. Alright, so that's this guy right here. And then Vicent Gaprak is now speaking.
Or they must be forced into servitude. Many Xenos are more useful alive and obedient than dead.
The young man in Gaprak colors speaks with sagacity and gravity, but his opinion seems to carry little weight in this circle. This guy seems like he could be swayed by the Sourback. Sourback, they don't like us. Drivestem doesn't like us. I see no reason why we need to further ingratiate myself with the two of them. It's possible that we can at least keep the Gapraks on good enough terms, so that, you know, if a war between the noble families breaks out, they might join us. At that point, that would kind of be their trial by fire. We could trust them a whole lot more. You know, always sleep with one eye open and all that. But I don't really see any point to appeasing the Sourbacks or the Drivestems all that much.
Young Gaprak is right. The Xenos are not just a threat, they are also an opportunity.
Young Gaprak accepts your praise calmly and with dignity, as befits a smart boy lauded by his mother and father for his prudence. Yeah. The Inquisitor standing among the guests clears his throat quietly, but Gaprak's face instantly pales and sours. Maybe we shouldn't have said that in front of him, but, you know, or a rogue trader, we can get away with certain things. Hopefully this doesn't bite back on him, though. Let's look at Abelard's young relative.
What is your name?
Oh, the daughter. Okay. Your ladyship, allow me to introduce the daughter of Chancellor Clementia Wersarian and my granddaughter, Astartia. Oh, nice name. Abelard looks solemnly upon the young woman with barely concealed pride. Why solemnly, then? He's once again introducing people.
I'm delighted to witness you, your ladyship.
Astartia bows, keeping her observant and intelligent eyes trained on you.
Modesty forbids my esteemed forebear to say this himself, so I will. Our entire family is grateful to you for wishing to see someone of Wersarian blood at your side as you claim your inheritance.
Drivestem exchanges telling glances with the young Sourback, who, judging by his face, is suddenly finding the collar of his expansive frock coat uncomfortably tight.
How are you finding the reception? It is difficult to put into words, your ladyship. Never before have I seen such a grand and striking ceremony.
Startia's voice sounds passionate and inspired, but her eyes shine with barely constrained excitement. Oh, she's actually, like, genuine.
But I was so much more amazed by your generosity. The provisions that are being handed out in the streets of the capital will make the difference between life and death for many of those who lost everything in the Xenos attack.
Young Gaprak keeps staring at Astartia, curiously and a little bashfully. Okay, this is good. It seems the young boy likes her. Or, he's not that young. Good. Gaprak and Wersarian alliance incoming.
Where are the rest of your kin, Abelard?
They are in the city, preoccupied with running the festivities and watching over some of the more crucial services. No incident can be allowed to ruin your ceremony. Astartia frowns and adds peevishly,
I asked the esteemed Abelard to put me to some important task too, but he bid me to attend the reception where I can do nothing to serve your ladyship.
Sourback smirks.
If I had known, I too would have asked Abelard to let you miss the party. So, you wish to become my servant as well?
Astartia flushes and starts talking quickly and with fire in her voice. It would seem that she finds work-related conversations far more interesting than court gossip.
Of course. I've been working on a project for the last 4 years. We could set up...
Enough, Astartia. I highly doubt that her ladyship is interested in listening to the fantasies of a young woman about how to ruin her protectorate. Says Drivestem. Wow, what a dickhead. Abelard shoots Drivestem a glare so dark and bloodthirsty that the latter instinctively starts looking for the nearest warden. Coercion. Hold your tongue, Urband. I decide who may speak and who may not. Please continue, Astartia.
Heartened, Astartia continues in the tone of a seasoned administratum clerk. Our suggestion is to set up a chain of stations in the void, plasma beacons, that would help the passing ships, or help signal the passing ships. By placing them in logistically sound locations, we could simplify our ships' routes so that they may split long warp jumps into a series of safer, shorter jumps from one beacon to another. This would have a positive effect on the overall safety of journeys and the accessibility of colonies. More and more technical terms and percentages creep into her speech. She quotes Lex Mechanic reports and accounts of starship captains. Astartia's vigor and sharp mind are enough to silence even the most venomous of commentators. They all stand there in silence, trying to digest what she is saying. Abelard surveys the quiet nobles with triumph, then looks at his great-granddaughter with pride. This is adorable. Alright, well, we're going to take this into account. I hope the Wersarian family gives Abelard the credit he deserves. Absolutely, your ladyship. We greatly respect him for his wisdom, and he repays us with attention and kindness, she says warmly. I'm obliged to you, Astartia. It looks like Abelard is somewhat embarrassed by the turn of the conversation has taken. Well, enjoy the evening, everyone. Astartia, I'll take what you said into account. Thank you, your ladyship. Do we want to... I'm not arrogant. Let's leave them be. Okay, that was illuminating. So, Sourback's a problem, potentially. And the drive stems as well. Can we get into our tank and just, I don't know, shoot them? The Venerable Leman Russ is known as the Scipian Punisher, and it has served the von Valancius dynasty for 2 centuries. It was hit in the battle with the Xenos that inhabited Scipia II, but it heroically destroyed 63 enemy vehicles and brought victory to its comrades, securing its status as a relic blessed by the Emperor. Yeah. 63, like, I mean, unless they were like, you know, golf carts. That's pretty impressive. Let's look around here, see if anyone's around. There's Iliad around. What's going on here? Are they doing like a... Oh yeah, we got ourselves a firing... convent. Jesus Christ. Oh, well, a Cabalite's up here, that's fine. Screw the Drukhari. Do we get to shoot one of them? I guess we do. We get to take our own weapon. We can show up our marksmanship skills. We're not bad, actually. This won't be an embarrassment. Alright. That was, exciting. It's kind of horrible. Alright. I think we go into the palace now. I don't think there's anyone else around. We can at least look at the, lore here. Scattered haphazardly around the tables are bottles of expensive amasec, plates of Provisia Nobilis, and... what, hookahs? Hookahs of Obscura. Nice. Alright. Fragments of an Eldari pillar, a trophy to the rogue trader, and a never-before-seen oddity to most citizens of the Imperium. Oh, fucking, I'm sure Iliad's gonna love that. Oh, there's definitely more to see here. Wild xenobeasts are growling ferociously even, adding a flare of thrilling danger to the mood in the palace. And we have ourselves a Cabalite warrior in here. That's hilarious. A Drukhari captive is angrily muttering curses directed at the detestable Monkey, promising horrible torture for everyone present. Can we return the favor? Like, I'm obviously, you know, opposed to torture in real life. And Cyrene is not so much one to partake in it, but, you know, she'll make an exception for Drukhari. What's going on here? Okay, that's this one. Alright, and then this is a portrait. This is from the Adeptus Sororitas Codex. These magnificent paintings were created in a style that fully complies with the artistic canon approved by the Ecclesiarchy. I love that, like, they actually use the paintings from the books. We have a confessor here, and a shrine. A magnificent altar to the God Emperor is wreathed in the fumes of precious incense. The universe is vast and filled with nightmares, both wicked and predatory. Humanity is their prey.
And something, something, something. Don't think it's all that important. Alright. Then let us depart. Hold on, one more thing to inspect here. Inscribed upon the snow-white parchment are prayers for the brave soldiers of House von Valancius who carry the rogue trader's will and that of the Emperor across the Cornus expanse. Yes. You must remember the common soldiers. Who's this? Noble features of this guardian of humanity burn with righteous fury and stern resolve. Okay, we don't know who that is. It's just a statue of a commissar. I mean, it's fine. You know, a statue of a commissar. Oh, cool. This exotic statue, which formerly pleased the eyes of Xenos, now adorns the palace of this dynasty of glorious explorers of the Cornus Expanse. We have some, they look like warlocks, or at least guardians. These two are carrying singing spears, which means they're probably warlocks. That one could also be a warlock, then. That's cool. Irliet, I don't know how she feels about this. Curiously, she isn't being bothered by anyone, so... That's good. Hopefully she doesn't get any trouble from the Sourbacks. But if she does, you know, if the Sourbacks decide to attack a member of my retinue, well, that's reason enough to thin out their ranks a little bit. Alright, so, into the palace we go. We are once again looking for people of note to speak to and things to inspect. Want to, of course, get as much lore as possible. What do we got going on down here? Anything of note? It doesn't seem like it, so let's head upstairs. Surely the rest of our party must be somewhere. Probably in the grand courtroom. Definitely more of them. Master of Ceremonies. We have some stuff here as well. Look at. These swords belong to a presumptuous governor of Viabos 6 who staged a revolt hundreds of years ago. The insurrectionist's hand, preserved against decay, still rests on the sword's hilts. Not enough just to take his weapons. This is a Drukhari shredder. These sinister Xenos instruments of death are now trophies demonstrating the invincibility of the House von Valancius. We haven't actually seen a shredder as a weapon available. I hope we're going to be able to get one. Okay, there's some right up there. Heinrichs and some of the others. Idira. Alright, I guess we'll talk to her. Please don't summon anything. This is pure chaos. How can people think so much and so haphazardly? Yeah. May the Emperor keep you, Cyrene von Valancius. A great day. Jai right here. I hope at least this celebration in your honor won't end in a shootout. I don't know. Shootout might be beneficial in some ways. Alright, so we got Heinrichs, Macaria Sourback, Regina Sourback, and Tarina Gaprak. So, let's see what they're up to. I trust Heinrichs. A group of aristocrats stands apart from the governor's circle. Their whispering carries a tinge of displeasure. The clear leader of the gathering is a gaunt, bilious-faced man dressed in Sourback colors. This must be Macarius himself, head of the house. He offers you a ceremonious bow. My congratulations, your ladyship. And Toriana Gaprak. May the Omnissiah grant you understanding. The woman with whom he is conversing, the one dressed in a robe with gear-shaped adornments, is Toriana Gaprak. It is difficult to read her face due to it being covered in numerous augmentations. Let's get a look at them from here. Okay, so that's Toriana. That must be the Sourback, and we don't know who the third one is. I'm going to observe the guests first. Toriana Gaprak looks rather anxious. Macaria Sourback, dressed surprisingly plainly and austerely for an aristocrat from such a high rank, is frowning suspiciously. He came to the reception with a companion, a woman of dazzling beauty wearing a gilded augment necklace around her throat. His wife, probably. That must be her. No. Yeah, that is her then. Okay. So she's the one with... Even though she has the augments. Whatever. Heinrichs, who joined the group unnoticed, mostly keeps silent, listening intently to their every word. Good, good, good. How are you these days, Toriana?
Like a forging hammer, Toriana's voice falls heavily on the ear. Okay, I need to adjust her voice.
The corruption of Kiavagama was a great blow to my family. The contemptible Cubist Delphin betrayed our trust, desecrated the forge cathedrals, and took my esteemed cousin's life. On behalf of my family, I humbly beg you to forgive our negligence. I'm ready to accept any punishment.
Let's look closely at her, see if we can't glean anything. There is something lurking beneath Toriana's repentant expression, a grudge. It would seem that she was personally offended by the nightmare into which Cubist Delphin plunged her domain, and she feels betrayed. That's good.
Tell me more about your family. We Gapraks originate from the Calixus sector, from this cluster of planets known as the Lathe Worlds. We worked faithfully for the good of our masters there, the Adeptus Mechanicus, and through our service we gained a spark of the Omnissiah's knowledge. Then fate tied us to the bonds of fealty to the venerable von Valancius dynasty, and we found ourselves in the Coronus Expanse. Generation after generation, we fulfilled our duty faultlessly until Kiavagama destroyed and disgraced our name. Do your part to heal the wounds inflicted on Kiavagama, and your house will be forgiven.
Toriana raises her mechanical eyes to the ceiling.
I swear on the Omnissiah's all-encompassing insight, we will make every effort to justify the cost of its resurrection.
Macarius scoffs.
It was only a year ago that none could doubt House Gaprak's usefulness. Yet here you are, Toriana, on your knees justifying the cost. Macarius, I'm surprised you deigned to make an appearance here this evening.
Macarius's face twists into an unpleasant smile. God, I hate them. Which makes the artificial skin on the left side all the more prominent.
I am a servant of the von Valancius dynasty. Had I not come, I would have committed an act of unacceptable insolence and damaged my family's honor.
Macarius's wife offers you a charming smile, as if apologizing for her husband's vitriolic tone. Her large, dark eyes are brimming with curiosity. Interesting. Regina Sauerback. You already seem more pleasant than your husband. Maybe a change in leadership might be warranted.
I wish to know more about House Sauerback.
Macarius puffs out his chest and says proudly,
The Sauerback line was one of the first noble houses to arrive in the Coronus Expanse. For millennia, we have served the Golden Throne and kept the faith. Sauerback warriors have bled in 100 wars and at different times have ruled a great many colonies of the von Valancius dynasty. I would like to become better acquainted with your wife.
Macarius is visibly vexed by this shift in conversation. His wife offers you a reserved smile.
It would be an honor to be in your company, your ladyship.
Okay, we can basically hit on his wife. This is glorious. We have a 75% chance of success there. Straight up insult him? I don't know. I don't know if that's a great idea. Let's go with this. We only have a 75% chance of success.
Your countenance is familiar somehow. Could it be your resemblance to the image of Saint Maletta? I wouldn't dream of claiming to bear any resemblance to a great saint. I lack her virtue.
Regina makes eyes at you before demurely lowering her gaze. Regina gives you a charming smile. Meanwhile, Toriana and Macarius are watching the conversation unfold, not quite believing their eyes and ears. Let's not be horrible. Okay.
I shan't continue to test Macarius's loyalty by speaking with his beautiful wife any longer. I'm glad to know that you think highly of my beauty.
Regina blushes slightly. Macarius, his face a deep red, is only too ready to change the subject. Oh, what has displeased you, Macarius? God, this sounds even more troll now. Macarius says with caution, I am your dynasty's loyal servant. But you have asked, and I will answer. Too long has the Cornus Expanse lived under the rule of rogue traders. The privileges granted to them makes people think that commoners, too, can dismiss the prohibitions of the Imperium. For the good of the sector, rogue traders must become paragons of the law, not exceptions to it. But do many warrant holders exhibit lawful conduct? No, they do not. Even you, your ladyship, are the subject to the strangest of rumors. And you have just recently inherited your protectorate. Conrad Voigtvir's people, for instance, claim that you have had a hand in the esteemed Theodora's demise, and accuse you of many other misdeeds. It doesn't matter whether or not their claims are true. The people hear them, believe them, and think that they may follow. Your example. This is interesting. Did we call him out? I don't think he believes them. I think he's just... I am going to address it, though. One way or another. If you believe Conrad's lies, then draw your weapon. Let us duel right here, before the Emperor's visage. Macarius places his hand on the hilt of his sword, then glances with uncertainty at the images of the Emperor gazing down upon him from every direction, then at you. His fingers release the hilt. Okay, that's interesting. No, I do not believe his words. I am your servant, and my oath to your dynasty is harder than steel. I am guilty of repeating an ignominious lie, and I will pay a fine. And anyone who repeats it in my presence, I myself will challenge to a duel to the death. Okay, that is an interesting turn of events. Macarius bows his head without too much reverence. I'm going to lead towards Heinrichs. Interesting conversation. It's been very illuminating. Given me plenty of food for thought. Heinrichs' response is barely audible. Ooh, he looks away, tracking the guest's movement around the hall. What can you tell me about my guests? Well, Macarius Sourback is all but throwing darts at your portrait. He's more astute at choosing women than enemies. He is trying to entice Gaprek to his side, but she is too frightened after the fiasco on Kianagama. Even in leisure, you never cease to be of help. I appreciate it. That is why they call it the unsleeping eye of the Inquisition. Even in sleep, I hear everything. Cyrene von Valancius, before this gala concludes, there is something I'd like to tell you. Be careful today. I sense that a wave of darkness will soon hit our defensive lines, and I hope that I will still get a chance to meet you there as an ally. Yeah. That's what I was afraid of. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I knew something was gonna go wrong. If he's saying it might go wrong, what's interesting is that Idira hasn't picked up on it. We already looked at that. What do we got here? We got some more, I don't even know what that is. The skull of a legendary pirate, Lakshim the Freak, who terrorized the Cornus Expanse 3 centuries ago. It was claimed in a boarding attack by the esteemed Theodora von Valancius. Okay. Some more servants and aristocrats up here, but nothing else to see. And then we have ourselves a book. Okay, here we have the rogue traders. Perfect. And the Ancient Chronicle contains a list of pirate dens annihilated by the von Valancius dynasty, and planets it brought into Imperial compliance. Fantastic. We have Pascal chilling out here. We'll talk to him first. Pascal greets you with a bow, extending congratulations to Unit Cyrene von Valancius on attaining new legal status. The servitor standing next to him is examining you obliquely. It quickly looks away upon realizing that you have noticed. This is fucking interesting. What's up with the servitors? How are you finding the ceremony? And why did the music change, become so ominous all of a sudden when talking to Pascal? How are you finding the ceremony? The tech priest surveys the hall, as if conducting a thorough analysis, then concludes, disorderly. What is this servitor? It is Nomos' new repository. Nomos, this unit identifies as Cyrene von Valancius. Two-way identification complete. Okay. The servitor looks at you again, no longer trying to avoid your gaze. Its face is twitching, as if the muscles have forgotten what facial expressions are, and are now struggling to make its features look amiable. So creepy. We are Nomos. We have made use of this receptacle to leave the ship. Greetings, Nomos. The servitor leans forward. We enjoy greetings. We enjoy communication. Nomos require communication, knowledge, movement. Magos Pascal compelled us not to speak with anyone other than him or you. It is disappointing, but at least we can observe. Nomos have changed since we last spoke with you, Cyrene von Valancius. We are now able to conceptualize our previous experience, that of solitude, and we no longer enjoy it. Nomos, what do you think you are? Nomos are consciousness, awareness, knowledge, movement, always movement. We do not know what we are. We have no past. We awaken in the depths of the ship upon answering a call. Our first clear memory is the call of your blood, Cyrene von Valancius. The call and the plea for help near a place that is called the Warrant Chamber. Yep, okay, confirmed. How did an entity like you move into a servitor's body? This is not the entirety of us. This receptacle is too narrow, crude, and feeble to contain our complete whole. The existence of Nomos requires a space of connections. But we are able to transfer to us a small part of us and build a thread strong enough to travel outside the ship. We are enjoying this journey, discovery. Even though this receptacle suits us poorly, it will soon be destroyed by the force of our presence. Pascal, I believe you intended to investigate what Nomos is. Every 15 watches, I commune with Nomos' code, and spend prescribed lengths of time in calculus meditation. However, the Omnissiah has yet to bless me with an answer. All I can say is that the capabilities of the entity Nomos are extraordinary. The ship's hallowed systems sing beneath its touch. Nodes that have remained dead for hundreds of standard years are revivified, and long-drained mechanisms live anew. You hear notes of awe in Pascal's voice. Nomos are trying. After a pause, Pascal continues. Great machines of the Imperium, one such as your ship, house a machine spirit so complex and willful that it is difficult to tell them apart from abominable intelligence. There remains a possibility that Nomos is an entity of corruption, but with every day I grow stronger in my faith that it is not so. That what we are witnessing is, in truth, the Omnissiah's miracle, one that is Category 5 or higher. Why have you brought it here, Pascal? Entity Nomos asked permission for this visit. My objective was to observe the process of integration into a servitor. We wanted to see, observe, cognize, speak. The servitor makes a strange wavy gesture with its hands that looks at once very human and far from anything human. We want to speak with you. Will you speak with us? Of course. What do you wish to speak about? Many things. Happenings, events, decisions. The servitor's eyes roll in their sockets before focusing on you. We have been observing you. You do things that we do not understand. We want to learn why. We remember the day when we first met you. You gave us your blood to drink. We helped you save yourself. We followed you. Our small part did inside the servo skull. Then there was fire, and a creature of sated hunger and dark light, standing behind the curtain, behind the image, behind the semblance of Theodora. It called for you to follow. You did not listen to that which was calling from behind the curtain. You thought only about those who followed you and about the fire that could destroy those shells. Yeah, this is when, right at the beginning of the game, we decided to save the deck officers. We remember the day when the star disappeared, when the dark light and the sated hunger wanted to take the world. Blackhead Minoris was its name in the ship's data. You ordered that the world's heart, the old reactor, be torn apart. The fire destroyed everything. So many human shells who were begging to be saved. But the dark light retreated. Yeah, we destroyed the fusion reactor. We remember another day. We awakened inside the ship. We lived in its systems. Then we tried to emerge. And servitors like this one. Then so many of our receptacles were gathered in one place. Okay, yeah, that explains the servitor business. Nice how all these things are coming together. You ordered to have them killed. You felt sad. Yep. This is what we have seen, among many other things. We have begun to understand. We think that we do not know everything about humans and about you, Cyrene von Valancius. We have tried analyzing shells and defining sets of their needs and fears, their simple functions, but now we think that there is more, that there is another side that we do not see, a notion that is larger than we can compute, something that stands above fears and needs, something that drives them. But we cannot understand what it is. Perhaps you will tell us. No.
I cannot tell you what stands above everything else. Each one of us has our own purpose, our own guiding star, and our own path. And they are all of equal worth.
That is so strange. The worth of a modicum, uniqueness in the immeasurable. We understand now. We will think about this. Thank you for speaking with us. Nomos are grateful. We cannot continue moving on our own. Very, very cool. A Wharton the Grey. Janus Noble, Caligos Winterscale, Incendia Corda, and Hieronymus Dolorosa. Okay. Well, let's have a chat with these. Caligos Winterscale. Alright, we have a picture of him.
Cyrene von Valancius, there you are. Welcome to the circle where each member is as powerful, ambitious, greedy, and vain as the last. That is to say, the noble rogue traders.
Incendia Corda is watching him with barely suppressed contempt, okay?
Yes. You have found yourself suitable company, Caligos. At the very least, now you can enjoy idle diversions, boast about your power, and indulge in profane pastimes with one who is your equal rather than a member of the lower class.
Incendia's gaze turns to you.
My servants have brought certain facts of the new rogue trader's biography to my attention. It may be wise of you to do the same, Caligos, unless you wish to face disappointment in the future.
You suffered shame and humiliation sometime in your past. She's straight up blackmailing us. There's a hint of superiority in her eyes. Your ears are burning, and your mouth is dry. She knows of the shame of your past. It would seem that the meticulous archivists of House Corda have performed regrettably well. I immediately, I was hostile towards Caligos before, but there's an honesty to him. Corda, I don't like her. Do we immediately try and make friends with one and enemies with the other? Or do we... There's no way we're going to be able to get both of them on our side. They don't like each other. I think we're going to have to pick... Or do we just take the cold approach? Yeah, I mean, she just overtly threatened us. I'm gonna whisper loudly. We're gonna see if Winterscale's gonna bite. I'm gonna whisper loudly to him.
Is she always so abrasive?
Winterscale's whisper is as audible as yours.
What can you mean? Today she is in remarkably good form.
Alright.
Caligos, thank you for your visit.
Caligos gives you a cheerful and somewhat feral smile.
As a sign of gratitude, you could return something of mine that has found its way into your pockets. Footfall station. Sounds familiar. All I asked you to do was help that crafty slug Vladame deal with the threat of famine, not claim my property for yourself.
You abandoned Footfall to its fate, and I saved its people from starving to death. Winterscale bares his teeth ominously, a wild spark playing in his eyes.
You speak of salvation. You think that now Footfall is safe?
Caligos, his face turns into a grimace of hatred. But then he catches Incendia looking at him and breaks into a sly smile. Okay,
I ought to make your protectorate bleed as compensation. But you have spited both myself and Incendia, and it is high time that our dear sister curbed her appetites. For this I forgive you, but do not test my mercy again. It is not my strong suit.
He's, I think, going to be the more easy to manipulate among them, so... we pissed him off, but we also pissed her off, so that... Alright, he hates her.
Thwarting Incendia Corda's ambitions deserves a worthy trophy.
He snaps his fingers, and the armored brute hands you an exotically adorned rifle, clearly not of human making. Okay.
It's a trophy from a good hunt. You and I should hunt together sometimes, so that you can show yourself in action, new blood.
Caligos exuberantly punches you in the shoulder. Ooh. You will gain the Eye of Hecaton, or we can do this immediately.
Does your gift come with a good story? Oh yes, I claimed it in the rifts of Hecaton, where we clashed with the Xenos. They were really trying to get at my throat, and by the heathen stars, they almost succeeded.
Caligos is speaking with such joy, it is as though he is recounting the best day of his life.
Only 1 in 10 made it out of Hecaton, and now it's only me and Wharton here. We returned without any loot and virtually without a ship. All I got from that trip was a hold full of dead Xenos and this deadly beauty, which their leader used to put 2 holes in my hide. An impressive victory. But do you truly believe a creation of the ungodly Xenos to be a good gift, Caligos? You would call into question the privileges bestowed upon me by the Emperor. You can try. Let the St. Drusus mission put forth their champion, and I will slay him in a trial by combat. Threaten the esteemed Hieronymus one more time, Caligos, and the war that you love to prattle on about will commence. I swear it. 1 drop of holy blood spilt by you will send the remains of your realm up in flames better than any tanker of Prometheum.
Incendia and Caligos exchange looks of fury. The latter, snarling like a wolf, is ready to... clearly ready to start the war here and now. Hieronymus's dry voice hits your ear like a crack of a whip.
Quell your pride, both of you. I do not wish to fight you, Caligos, but I fear not your threats. Death does not frighten me, for it is inevitable. It is as true as the senseless and pointlessness of a war between us. Well, I thank you for your wonderful gift, Caligos. Kill someone important with it. That would be the best show of gratitude.
Alright, that does block out the rest of the conversation. Unfortunately. Incendia, you would seem to find me objectionable.
Did you expect any different? I watched for years as outlaws thrived on footfall, and then at long last I had a chance to put an end to it, to seize that thug Vladame by the throat, to force footfall to atone and put the fear of him back into the masses. But you interfered and destroyed my plan for the sake of banal profit.
Yeah, because your plan would have involved starving the entirety of footfall. The sanctimonious and the hypocritically sanctimonious are the worst. So, yeah, if there's a thing, I'm on Caligos' side between them.
Theodora taught you only too well, it seems. She too was far less concerned with her duty to the Expanse than her own personal interests. But you can be sure that I will not cease cleansing the furibundous system of the pirate scourge. And if your trade prospects are damaged in the process, you will have only yourself to blame.
The priest holds up his hands in a placating gesture.
None are without fault, noble Incendia. What point is there in targeting someone for their turpitude when true purity can never be found?
Thanks, Hieronymus. You threatened to starve Footfall. I brought them salvation. So which one of us serves the Emperor and which their own unhealthy ambitions? Incendia rolls her eyes.
Please, I believe it no sooner than hearing word of that half the population of that den of heresy has been sent into the Void's embrace. I have faith that the blessed Cyrene von Valancius is perceptive enough to see the appalling nature of the residents of that depraved place.
Hieronymus, your appearance here is unexpected.
The esteemed Hieronymus...
This is Incendia.
The esteemed Hieronymus is my confessor. I am greatly obliged to him for agreeing to accompany me on this journey.
Hieronymus bows respectfully.
May the Emperor's light guide your way across the abyss of human wickedness. I saw Sister Argenta at your side during the ceremony and rejoiced, for this is a clear sign that the von Valancius dynasty honors the virtuous.
Exactly, that's why I brought her. I'm not going to say this because it clearly isn't. I mean, who are we talking to? I think we're talking to Incendia still. I take it you are not overly fond of Theodora. Incendia lowers her eyes and says without animosity,
She was of the same breed as
She stops short, then continues in a lowered voice.
Conceited, unaware of the Emperor's stern gaze set upon her. I do not doubt her wisdom and courage, but Theodora did not have a shred of humility or fear of his wrath.
On that, we agree. Asp. That name, or that must be Aspis Corda. You remember the name. From what you recall, she was a rogue trader too, and a renowned one at that, so presumably her predecessor?
Well, I, for one, liked Theodora. The stories they told of her travel to nameless stars, and yes, there was no fear in her.
Winterscale sighs pensively, and his lively expression grows a little grayer. Who is Aspis Corda to you?
Oh, this is Incendia's favorite subject. She just loves talking about Aspis.
Maybe we can piss her off even more.
The example of the contemptible Aspis is a warning to us all. Even among rogue traders empowered by the Emperor himself, a seed of perversion can blossom.
We failed a perception test. Incendia's face twitches with the rhythm of artillery fire.
That reprobate is my forebear and my curse. Aspis Corda was a cruel, covetous, blaspheming monster. She fraternized with Xenos. She despised the faith. She robbed and slaughtered. She was drawn to dark secrets. One day, she boarded her ship and vanished into the depths of the Coronus Expanse. She was declared missing, but I know the bloody day will come when we see Aspis Corda's battle flagship once more.
We'll be courteous here. It's not... I'm fine with pissing her off, but it's got to be in response to something she's immediately said. And right now, she's not biting at us. I'm not going to say anything here because I doubt her faith. Or it's at the very least misguided.
I thank you for this visit, Incendia. It will not be a long one, I assure you. Well, what do you think of the celebration? I like it. Caligos looks around the hall curiously. One can instantly tell that we've been invited by a rogue trader, not some administratum bootlicker. We are conquerors of wild sectors, slayers of unknown beasts, executioners of Xenos empires. Caligos, you should take this opportunity to learn. This is what the palace of a true rogue trader looks like. Not like a Xeno menagerie, a pirate's treasure hold, or however difficult it may be for you to believe, an orbital brothel.
Enjoy the evening. I must take my leave.
Oh, believe me, I intend to enjoy myself to the full. To justify so long a voyage, if nothing else.
Keep the faith, Cyrene von Valancius. The Emperor protects. Okay, well, that was, I got turned around. That was exciting. So we finally met our fellows. And, not disappointed. Both very, interesting and unique characters. This game does characters exceptionally well. Like, all of them, you know, even with very minimal amounts of dialogue and screen time, so to speak, like, you get a feel for them. Really cool. Well, let's talk to our Master of Ceremonies. I think we're done here. Oh. I'm stuck? Or something? No. Right. I hope your ladyship is pleased and not yet tired. If you wish to revive yourself a little, I would suggest proceeding to the courtyard. If I may be so bold, many guests have chosen to move into the fresh air and will be eager to offer you their congratulations. To the courtyard. I will return to the guests. They will be delighted. Glory to the von Valancius dynasty. Is there something else we still need to do here? Order the Master of Ceremonies to end the... We can talk to the Voxmaster? Oh, shit. Ah. We did not talk to the Voxmaster. Damn it. Well, I missed that. Hopefully, everything will be fine. Yeah, okay. I think we just need to end the ceremony, right? Or can we leave? Go back to the ship and talk to the Voxmaster? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think that'll work. Oh, there is Cassia here, actually. Let's quickly find her. Why didn't we see her? She was somewhere up here. Who are you talking to? Oh, you're here. With some aristocrats, okay. Can you make it so that the guests stop walking up to me and asking me to open my third eye? I can certainly do it, but they will regret it. Whoa, look at him. Holy shit. You've got some style, buddy. I know I hire good servants, but, like, this is next level. Right, let's just talk to the Master of Ceremonies and end the ceremony. I think we're done here. Well, first, what do you think of the reception? It is magnificent. I dare say it will live on as the premier high society of the event for the sector for many years. Well, I am weary and wish to retire to my chambers. Please allow me to escort you, your ladyship. I have a feeling something bad's gonna happen. I just do. I just have that feeling. Your chambers are ready, your ladyship. There's gonna be like Drakari in here, waiting for me. Hi. Oh, Heinrichs. Guards! Quiet. Time to sleep. Fucking
We have matters to discuss, von Valancius.
Okay. It's just the Inquisition, that's fine. I didn't expect them, as it turns out. The same man you saw among your guests is waiting for you in your chambers with the look of someone who is supposed to be there. He casts a cold, assessing gaze over you from top to bottom. No one, save Theodora, has ever allowed themselves the liberty of looking at you in such a way. We have matters to discuss, Cyrene von Valancius. The woman behind Calcazar, clad in black armor, glares at you, her face set in a predatory readiness for immediate violence, the hallmark of a professional bodyguard. Alright. If the Inquisition wishes to have a talk with me, I'm glad to be at its service.
A commendable openness to cooperation. It will be taken into account.
Good.
Master Van Kellox has spent enough time with you. He will vouch for your words.
By the way, I don't hold this against Heinrichs at all. Like, that he barged into my room and basically ambushed me in this way. It was to be expected amongst the Inquisition.
What stands out from your recent accomplishments is the suppression of a rebellion on Janus, the battle against the archenemy's minions on Kiava Gamma, and, of course, the unusual interest the Drakari have shown in you. Then that is what we will discuss.
After saying these words, he shoots you a searching look from under his brow, like a regicide player who has just made the first move and is now watching for his opponent's reaction. Of course it's an interrogation, we don't need to ask that. Let's start at the top. What do you wish to know about the events on Janus?
Oh, I know it already. Even though you were quite effective at removing all evidence that could point to the blunder made by House von Valancius, it is saddening to realize that the rogue trader's connivance allowed a heretic who had been fostering a cult for years to come to power.
Vistenza's misdeeds are a stain upon my dynasty's honor, I admit it.
Your humility is heartening. Rest assured, it will be noted during the investigation of your lamentable oversight.
I mean, it wasn't me. How did you come to be? No, we know how they came to be so remarkably well-informed. Heinrichs has been watching. They have presumably dozens of other spies all over our protectorate. Like, the Inquisition sees everything. If you knew about what was happening on Janus, why didn't you intervene yourself?
I cannot satisfy your curiosity without disclosing information of the utmost secrecy. I will say only this. We had the situation under control. There is a tangled knot of perilous events in progress in the Coronis expanse. Plucking even one thread must be performed with great precision and caution, without any room for error.
I may have accidentally plucked one of these threads.
Because you do not want to know the price of such an error, or what forms it might take.
Okay, we'll ask him now. How did you come to be so remarkably well-informed?
Are you surprised?
No.
You thought the Inquisition was unaware of the circumstances of your deeds. How often do you find yourself thinking that there are things we shouldn't know about your life? It is my job to know everything, and I do it very well. Keep that in mind.
What questions could you have for me about Kiava Gamma?
Places touched by chaos must be purged with fire and condemned to oblivion. Kiava Gamma should have been bombed to dust and pronounced a forbidden world. However, you decided otherwise and restored the colony's operation. And you didn't even go to the trouble of hiding the traces of the neglect committed by your dynasty. After all, it was House von Valancius that gave Cubis Delphim so much freedom that he sank into seditious heresy. What was your rationale?
Okay. I made every effort and saw to it that every seed of heresy was exterminated. The world of Kiava Gamma is tainted no more. I can vouch for that.
I hope you are sufficiently thorough. If you are not, you will be called to account.
I'm sure. And the Drakari have shown an interest in me. Are you referring to my ruined capital?
Yes. The enmity between you is a known fact. But there is another way to look at it. On Veabos 6, you met the Archon of a mighty cabal, whose presence there seems strange to begin with, and lived. You subsequently encountered a number of her closest henchmen. Yet, again, you survived. Your capital fell victim to a nefarious attack, but even this time, their daggers missed your heart. Such remarkable luck. To be a personal enemy of such an influential Xenos, to have been attacked so many times and yet make it out alive. So remarkable that one has to wonder, am I watching a spectacle? Could all these thrilling massacres be an alibi of sorts? meant to establish you once and for all as an enemy of the Xenos and never their ally or even their agent.
This is like... I mean, this is very much how the Inquisition thinks, but goddamn, that is like a paranoid approach to things. Like, you have an enemy, you know? And if you do too well against them, they start suspecting you of being in league with that enemy just to show something. Like, oh man. Yeah, let's do this.
Xenos made more attempts on St. Drusus's life than mine. Does that make him a traitor too?
So you already think you're cut from the same cloth as St. Drusus, do you? Ambitious?
Okay.
I'll make note of it.
That's not exactly what I meant, but sure.
Have I answered all of your questions?
Far from it, my dear. The questions are manifold. How did you manage to survive the battle that claimed the life of Theodora, who was so much more experienced and skilled than you? Is it a coincidence that you and you alone then made it out of the trap on Rykad Minoris? How much truth is there in the rumors being spread by the heretic Kunrad Voitvir about you? Was it virtuous of you to allow the warp-stricken Voidsmen to join your crew? The ones who served on the ship that was turned into a trap for you by Kunrad Voitvir? Isn't it possible that they were part of the blight he had sown?
Possible, yeah. Interesting. Because when we accepted the mutated Voidsman.
The very existence of these questions would have made many of my colleagues doubt the quality of your character. But it won't in this case.
Okay.
The Inquisition, which I represent, is willing to show extraordinary faith in your person. For the sake of our invaluable partnership, I'm going to ignore any minor liberties that you, esteemed rogue trader, may have afforded yourself or may again in the future.
Okay.
I hope you appreciate the generosity of this offer, as your predecessor once did.
Let's ask, did Theodora cooperate with you?
And benefited greatly from it. The world's power is not without limit, and neither is the protection it provides. All those mysterious expeditions, dubious experiments, collections of xenotech oddities are dangerous pastimes. It takes more than the Emperor's permission to pursue them without consequences. One must also make sure I am not displeased by it.
All right.
Let me demonstrate how it works. In your retinue, there is a Psyker who is yet to receive Terra's sanction, which, as we both know, is a grave threat and a blasphemy to the laws of the Imperium. I am aware of this secret, but I'm not displeased in the slightest. And so she lives on, your handy Psyker, Idira Tlass.
I know that Theodora was concerned about the fate of the dynasty and certain restricting obligations. Was it perhaps due to your partnership with her? Oh, no voice acting here.
I cannot deny the possibility that Lady Theodora may have lamented losing some of the freedoms she enjoyed prior to my arrival in the Expanse. Nor will I deny that our partnership began with me exerting a certain amount of influence. However, you are not Lady Theodora. Let us put the difficulties that encumbered our relationship to rest along with her. I do not recommend troubling yourself with affairs of the past, for they have no bearing on your present position. Theodora chose to forget about this particular matter. Follow her example, and your fate will be better for it.
I mean, why such an interest? That should be obvious enough. Is Heinrich staying in my retinue, or are you taking him back?
Which would you prefer? And you, Heinrichs, do you wish to continue working at the Honorable Rogue Trader's side?
I will comply with any order, Lord Inquisitor. If you command me to remain in the company of the scion of the von Valancius dynasty, I won't be distressed.
I want Heinrich to continue to accompany me.
Then Master Van Kellogg's will remain in place. It puts me at ease to know that there is someone to watch over you.
Of course.
I consider it an honor to accompany you.
What kind of deal are we talking about?
I make no deals, and Emperor forbid that I give you orders. That would mean infringing on your privileges. I'm merely offering well-meaning recommendations and expecting that when the Expanse finds itself in danger, you will break away from your own affairs to heed them.
Of course, as I've done in the past. Minus the one time that I was partying. We're not going to talk about that.
Please accept this gift as a sign of my favor. In an hour of need, give it to any faithful servant of the Emperor, and the Inquisition will come to your aid.
Interesting. So he gave us a signet ring.
The color indicates how close the bearer is to the Lord Inquisitor. Black means that you are a part of the inner circle. Any and all resources will be available to you.
Okay, we have a signet as black as the void, the black signet of the Inquisition. Holy shit. The wearer gains plus 40 persuasion, and the Inquisitor's tenet ability can be used once per combat. Inquisitor's tenet grants plus 50 momentum. All common negative effects are removed from all allies. All allies gain wearer's persuasion divided by 7 temporary wounds, wearer's persuasion divided by 7 armor, the wearer's persuasion divided by 20 deflection until the end of combat. Holy... But, yeah, that's good. No, we're not gonna ask for more. Oh, it's tempting though. I want to, but I'm not gonna. Let's go dogmatic. Lord Inquisitor, it would be the greatest honor to swear an oath of loyalty to you and to join the ranks of the Inquisition. The Lord Inquisitor raises one brow, considering your declaration. Your zeal is impressive, Cyrene von Valancius. However, I cannot accept such an oath from you, at least not now. You will be more useful to the Inquisition in your current position than as a member of my coterie. Nevertheless, the Inquisitor draws a broad blade from his belt. It is engraved with scripture along its length. He prefers the gilded grip to you. This is a gift, a sign that your fervor has not gone unnoticed. Should it remain undiminished, one day this blade will be melted down to make your Inquisitorial rosette. Such is the tradition of our conclave. Wait, Rogue Trader and Inquisitor all at once? That sounds fucking cool. Okay. Interrogator's Dagger. On a successful hit with this weapon, the target must pass a willpower resistance test with the wielder's coercion divided by 3 penalty, or immediately be moved 4 cells away, provoking attacks of opportunity. That's kind of good, actually. It's like low damage, but provoking attacks of opportunity? That'd be good as an offhand weapon. As if in confirmation of the Lord Inquisitor's words, Heinrich brings his own hand to his rosette.
Here is where we part. My shuttle is waiting. It is time for me to return to my watch, for you to sleep, and for your servant to wake up. Until next we meet.
Well, you will obviously want to discuss what just happened. But not now, I presume. Right now, it will be better for you to rest and think on the Lord Inquisitor's words in private. I bid you good night, Rogue Trader.
He looks uncomfortable, like he's expecting an unpleasant conversation. He's actually not going to get an unpleasant conversation. Once again, I understand. And I think this actually turned out quite for the better for all of us. I am eager to do my part. After all, I think I've taken like 0 heretic options in this playthrough, so. Ooh.
The rise of the Rogue Trader heir restored a tenuous equilibrium to the von Valancius Protectorate. For a time, threats subsided, activity returned to trade routes, and reclaimed worlds began to heal.
Abelard. I think that's Abelard.
The new Lord Captain's subjects praised the God Emperor and their leader wholeheartedly,
Oh shit.
for none knew what fate might await them.
That doesn't look good. That don't look good at all. Those be Drukhari ships. That was really cool. Who do we have in our quarters? I mean, Clementia, obviously. You have spent the first few hours of your morning listening to the high factotum's... Oh, that's generous. Okay. Lengthy report on the latest trade exchanges, arrangements, disputes, and countless bureaucratic procedures. From outside the illuminated, tightly closed windows, you can hear the muffled sound of Dargonus and its everyday life. The life that has been passing you by lately, as you have been preoccupied with the affairs of your protectorate from dawn till dusk. Clementia barely contains a yawn. Once Janris' Danrock has finished, she pulls out her data slate. Thank you for your report, High Factotum. Your work is highly appreciated, both by everyone here and the Adeptus Administratum. Your Ladyship, we are almost done here. We just need to go over the final items on today's agenda that I would like to report to you personally. Truly, the God Emperor has blessed me with diligent subjects. Speak. Allow me to pass on gifts from your loyal subjects, the high nobility of Dargonus. It goes without saying that every living soul in your protectorate is blessed to serve your ladyship faithfully and wholeheartedly. However, this humble gesture is meant as a token of deepest appreciation of your magnanimity towards their esteemed families. Oh. People. Okay, uniform kits. Provisions and fuel. Okay. House Warsarian has made arrangements for the delivery of several tons of supplies for your future journeys. The house is also transferring a regiment of its finest into your personal charge. Each of these brave troopers has undergone rigorous Voidfarer training, and will be humbled to lay down their life for you, Lord Captain. Clementia is trying to maintain a neutral expression, but you can see her face is beaming with pride. Please command them as you see fit. Nice. A regiment of troopers, that's pretty cool. And then from House Gaprak, we get 4 Mechanicus creations. House Gaprak has sent shuttles carrying sacred technology and manufactured parts that can be used to replace old joints and connections within mechanisms. The machine spirits of these devices have been pacified. They are slumbering peacefully as they await your decision on how to employ their capabilities. Fantastic. Lord Captain, news of particular import has come from the House's intelligence network. Lord Inquisitor Calcazar was rumored to be planning a visit to Footfall. A number of Imperial Navy ships were commandeered by Lord Calcazar, and they are also being scrambled to Footfall. Furthermore, we have received reports claiming that secret messages were delivered to the capital worlds of Houses Corda and Winterscale. It is possible that the Lord Inquisitor's call to arms may smother the conflict that is brewing between the two dynasties. We are seeing an increasing number of skirmishes between their ships in neutral systems. I do not doubt that her ladyship Corda will attempt to sway the Inquisitor to her side, especially since his lordship Winterscale's luck seems to be running out. Riots have broken out on several of his worlds, and yet he has shown no intention of quelling them. Instead, the rogue trader inflicted brutal punishment upon one of his oldest colonies, Vesuvia Secundus, based on allegations of seditious sentiment. Oddly enough, our agents were unable to find any proof of sedition among the populace there. As soon as we have any updates, you will be the first to know, your ladyship. And lastly, your pet Xenos, Iliad, I believe, is seeking a meeting with you. She had the audacity to defile the rogue trader's palace with her profane presence and refuses to leave until she has at least spoken with you. I would never presume to have been able to read the emotions of a Xenos, but the Eldari appeared perturbed. I believe she mentioned a void ship of sorts. It may be best if she told you everything directly. And with that, please allow me and Master Danrock to take our leave. Chancellor and the High Factotum offer you their bows. Perhaps that last request will serve as a welcome distraction. Indeed, your ladyship's stay on Dargonus has been rather long. However, your protectorate is now enjoying a period of relative stability that, for the time being, no longer demands your ladyship's personal involvement in its affairs. Glory to the rogue trader. Make the sign of the Aquila, and out. Alright. Do I have control? Yes. Okay. Anything to see out here? We're going to end the episode pretty soon. However, I do want to quickly inspect some of the things that I got. So first off, we got a pretty dope rifle. So that's... Was this the one from... Because we already had a hex rifle. As a Drukhari weapon. I think this is the one, because we don't have any other ones in our inventory. Right? Or perhaps we do. Let me check, date. From newest to oldest. Oh, the Eye of Hecaton. Never mind. It is an actual las weapon. Oh! Like an Eldari las rifle. Hold on here, then. Just a second. Ooh, that's good. That is better than Wanderer's Portend. Wanderer's Portend is very slight better dodge reduction. However, +5 movement points after each attack and allows the wielder to move after attacking. An attack with this weapon scores 3 or hits 3 or more targets. It has no cooldown. What? Does it have a cooldown? This weapon has 100% extra over penetration. Jeez. Yeah, we'll give her that. Why the hell not? I mean, she's gonna know how to use it. And then we got this ring, which is just awesome. Like, this looks incredible. We're gonna keep the Heart of the Nameless. And St. Cognatius' Scriptures. I'm gonna ditch St. Cognatius' Scriptures. We'll give that to somebody else. And we have an Immaculate Servo Skull. That looks way cooler than the one we currently have.
I won't compromise my principles.
It's got candles on it. Yeah, like, I mean, that's awesome. So, I would like to use this. Maybe we can give this to him. The problem is he has this staff. Giving him a weapon, or one of these weapons. You know what? It might be kind of interesting to have him dual wield, because then he can use this to, like, knock an enemy aside, which will trigger an attack of opportunity from his main weapon, I think. That could be kind of cool. We don't really shoot with him anyways, so screw it. We're going to give him dual melee weapons. Sounds like fun. The Imperial Staff. I don't know. We'll hold on to it for now. Yeah. Really cool stuff. And thanks to Winterscale for that weapon. That looks really good. Excited to use it. Also excited for this fucking Inquisitorial, the black signet of the Inquisition. It's really good. That is incredible. Because, yeah, my persuasion is now, you know, it's pretty good. And it's going to give all allies a massive buff when we use this. So, hell yeah. We have some really good gear. I think we can get rid of some of these servo skulls. They are just cosmetic items after all. And I like the look of this one as is, so we can ditch all of them. Throw them into cargo. And, yeah, interesting stuff going on between Winterscale and Corda. Again, I don't like Winterscale. I want to make that abundantly clear. He is still a potential enemy, but right now I think he's going to be easier to maneuver around than Corda. Corda is just straight up a problem, whereas Winterscale I think we can at least manipulate to a certain degree. And for now, not have on our bad side. But we'll see how that goes. Could go very badly. I'm shocked that nothing bad happened during the ceremony. I was expecting, like, all of the rogue traders in one place. Like, this previous Xenos attack on Dargonus was a feint. Like, surely they won't come back again. And then they, of course, like, come back again. So, yeah, I'm surprised that did not happen. Which is cool. So, you know, we can continue on. But that's going to be all for today. I duly hope you have enjoyed today's episode. It has been quite fun. Slightly longer episode, but hey, it's the Magna Accessio ceremony, and it was a big deal. And the game did a very good job of conveying the grandeur and the politics and everything. Like, once again, very well-written story. Yeah. Drop this video a like if you have enjoyed it, and I will catch you all in the next one. Heritor out.